So today I want to talk to you about the importance of contracts. What is a contract? A contract is an agreement that is signed by two individuals or more parties in the event of having a verbal agreement about something and then putting it into paper to maintain a commitment with making sure that the agreement that was spoken about, it is going to be accomplished, is going to be pursued and completed. And so in our world, whenever there is a contract that is broken, naturally what majority of people do is that they'll sue you. You'll get taken to court and there will be some kind of disciplinary action behind the non-fulfillment of that contract, the non-commitment to that contract. However, let's talk a little bit about spiritual contracts. Let's talk about what happens in the realms of spirituality when there are contracts, and how can you even make a contract with a spirit. Majority of the time what happens is that an individual may be seeking to manifest a material matter, may be seeking to be manifesting a job, a partner, a career, a house, a purchase of a house, purchase of a car, purchase of something. Sometimes they may be seeking revenge of some sort from someone. And so what they do is that they will seek, if the person doesn't have the experience, if the person has the experience, they'll do it on their own. But if they don't have the experience, they will seek a shaman, a curandero, a person who is in a space of authority of being able to connect to the spirit realm. And eventually what happens is that they ask for a favor of whatever it is that they want. And in return, the spirit may ask for an offering, may ask for something to be done on the behalf of that party. If the party is not aware of how to do this, then the person that they are paying, the person that they are contracting, the shaman, the curandero, whoever that may be, um, then they will do the offering or the request of the spirit for the person so that the spirit can fulfill the wishes of that contract or of that request, that petition, whatever it is being asked for. What most people don't understand is that when you get into a space of getting into doing contracts with spirits, it is very important to understand that the majority of spirits that are in the midst of working to manifest things for you, the entities, are majority of the time low vibrational spirits, which means that once they deliver, they want more. Once they bring to you whatever it is that you're looking to manifest, they are going to request more from you. Majority of the time, the shaman, the curandero that you go to is not really in a space of going back and forth with giving you information or bringing back information of saying, hey, the spirit asks for this, the spirit asks for the other, in order to, continue to fulfill your wishes, or hey, you got your wishes and now the spirit is requesting something else. They pretty much just kind of go on about their business, but the spirits don't go on about their business. They do not forget. If anything, what happens is that they now begin to come after you in different forms. Perhaps you received what you wanted, right? Let's say, for example, you wanted a partner. And so you hired someone to do some kind of spell work, right? With all these spell works, there's always a contract behind it. With all the different spells that are done, there's always a contract that is energetically signed between the person requesting for something and the spirit that is going to work for them. And so with all of this spell doing, what it does is that it binds the person to a contract energetically. And when the spirit is not satisfied with with the offering that is given to them, or with whatever it is that they requested and they want more, what's going to happen is that they are going to now start to attack you in other forms. You got the love that you wanted, but they wanted something more than what they originally asked for. And so now they're going to start to attack that relationship. The relationship may go downhill, or maybe it might not attack the relationship, but it may attack the person per se, in the sense of starting to feel depressed, starting to feel low in energy, or perhaps they get fired from their job abruptly, or perhaps they get into a tragic accident out of nowhere, or suddenly they start experiencing different health issues that were never there before, or maybe someone very, very close to them gets hurt. These are all consequences of contracts that are made between humans and spirits. And when humans make contracts with spirits that are not of higher vibrational spaces, then these are the kind of consequences that you can get. It's almost like when you make a contract with someone. Let's say, for example, you and a friend go and play a lotto together, and then suddenly the lotto is won, and y'all agreed that it would be 50-50, but then suddenly this friend decides to just run off with 75% of the wins of that lotto. This is how it works in the spirit realm. Not all spirits, not all entities, not all energetic beings that exist are working from a space of integrity, which is why it's so important to understand who you are making contracts with, who you are requesting favors from, who you are looking to support you in manifesting whatever it is you want to manifest in the material world. Because there are always consequences when you're working with low vibrational entities and spirits, okay? And so what do you do if you have already done a contract or done some kind of spell work with the help, the support of a spirit, and now you feel like you are bonded to this contract, to this spirit, to this entity who keeps torturing you, your home, your environment, your relationships, your success, your career, your finances? So what you do is that we have the rights to break these contracts. There are energetic and universal laws that allow us to break contracts when the contracts are not going in our favor. And so it is very simple to do, yet it is very important to be very intentional, to really show up without fear, to really show up without doubt, to really show up without any guilt, without any regrets, and to be fully, fully, fully embraced in the authority figure of like, I do not want this contract anymore, and therefore I do not agree to maintain in alignment with this spirit. I've already delivered my part, you deliver your part, now it's time for you to go on your own. It's time for you to go and take a breather, right, away from my environment, from my circle. So it is a very important aspect to consider when you are seeking for spell work, when you are seeking to manifest things in a rapid way, because majority of time when people do go into doing spell work and things of that nature, it's because they have gotten to a space of not being able to figure it out on their own. So now they're kind of desperate and seeking for supernatural sources help in order to manifest whatever it is that they want to manifest. So always consider, who exactly am I making this contract with? Who exactly is assisting me and supporting me in this spell work? Is this an energy, an entity, a spirit that is of low vibrational frequency, of high vibrational frequency? And why does that matter? Because a low vibrational frequency spirit is never going to keep their word. They're always going to have loopholes. You know, like the little small prints on a contract that most people don't read and then they get screwed in the end. This is what these low vibrational entity spirits, energies do. they have these little tiny, tiny small prints at the bottom of the spell. And once they fulfill their part in their behalf, they want more. And you're like, but I already gave you what you asked for. And they're like, you didn't read the little tiny prints at the bottom of the contract. And although there isn't a physical paper that you sign with a spirit, there is an energetic agreement. So it's important. This is why it's so important to really, really, really be in true alignment with your true self, with your highest self, so that you can be aware and conscious of the small prints on the energetic connections, of the small reading between the lines, between the energetic connections that you're doing in the spirit realm. Because when you don't do these things and you're not aware of what level of spirit energy you are working with, you are doing contracts with, there will be consequences. And sometimes those consequences may follow you around for a long time and then eventually start to affect your bloodline, your children, your grandchildren, your partner's family. And this is how it all incongruents together when you are not aware of who and what you're working with. So it is super, super important that you think about it before you go out trying to do a spell. Who exactly is doing the dynamics of making sure that spell comes about and manifests? Who and what are you working with? Are they of high vibrational energy who are really in for your best interest from an unconditional space, from a space that is of integrity, of honesty, of truth? Or are you dealing with a low vibrational frequency entity who is here as a trickster and bringing you what you think you want to then ask for more, just so that in the end you can be in misery, you can be in depression, you can be in failure after failure and after failure, simply because you were so desperate to manifest what you now have, but yet has brought you along so many downhill moments. It is super, super important to pay attention to what and who you are working with when you are doing spell work, when you are doing contracts, because that's what these spell works are. They are contracts between you and the spirit realm of for things that you want to manifest. It is super important. So I hope that this has been knowledgeable for you and has brought you a level of awareness that you didn't have before you began watching it, and that going forward, when you are getting ready to do a spell work, when you are getting ready to hire someone to do a spell work for you, you are aware of what level of entities this person is working with, or what level of entity you are working with to manifest into your life the material matters that perhaps if you just tune into yourself and ask, why? Why? Why do I really want to manifest this? And is it for my highest good of my path and everyone involved? Because these are the kind of questions that are so important to guide you into a space of doing things with integrity and with honorance for the highest good of your path, and not getting involved with lower vibrational entities that are then going to bond you into contracts that will not only risk your life, but the livelihood of your bloodline. If this video was informative to you and you like the information and want to get more information on your path of spirituality and sovereignty, make sure you like and subscribe and share.